Most people think that a creative strategist is just a content creator that charges more, but in reality, they are not even the same job. And confusing them is why so many talented creators stay frustrated and broke. So let's go and tell the difference between what a creator and a creative strategist does. Now, what does a creator actually deliver? So this is where you deliver the assets, the raw footage, you execute on the brief, you're the vendor, right? You're paid per deliverable and per video, so your value is in the execution layer. And then your job ends the second that file is delivered and you walk away from each other. Maybe you get rehired, maybe you don't. But what does a creative strategist deliver? This is different. This is where you become the strategic partner and you become the person that brands trust for your opinion. So you're responsible for not assets, but decisions. What are you making, for whom, and why? And this looks like the angles, the testing matrix, the briefing, the diagnostics, KPIs. And basically you are going to be selling the outcome, not the output. So why do content creators plateau at a certain rate? This is because you can only charge for output and brands aren't trusting you for that strategic thinking. And honestly, production is getting commoditized. Think about it. You've got AI, people have got production teams, people have got in-house teams doing this. So the more that these things become just part of the creative flywheel, you are being replaced. And when you sell the asset only, your ceiling is the rate per video. But when you sell the judgment, there's no ceiling to that. So the question is, what are brands actually hiring for right now? Brands want somebody who can come in and be their creative brain. Because let's face it, like brands are drowning in content. And what they're short on is somebody who knows which content to make. Like I said, what are you making, for whom, and why? And the whole industry is honestly kind of freaking out the strategists are getting replaced, when in reality, it's actually the vendors that are getting replaced. Strategists cannot be replaced because their brain and their human touch is what makes a campaign successful. Now, let's talk about where the line sits. So when does a creator become a strategist? The moment you stop asking, what should I film? And when you start asking, why should I film it, is when you really start crossing that line between the vendor and the strategic partner. And this is where you're going to be owning the angle, not just the execution. And this gap, knowing the deliverable that lives above the content, is the thing that's going to set you apart from the rest. So how do you get there? The things that are going to set you apart from the creator and strategist is starting to implement that strategic brain. This is something that I teach my creators inside Creative Control, which is my exclusive community where I teach you how to go from creator to strategist. Or the biggest thing is going to be starting to show your value to these brands early. So instead of just being the executor and being handed the brief and saying, okay, I'm going to film this and then turning it in, start suggesting your own ideas. Start suggesting maybe a hook that you think would perform better. Maybe offer an extra variation. Think of things that make your point of contact's job easier, and then they're going to see your value. They're going to see that you are not just an executor, but you're somebody who has that marketing brain that they can possibly value in the future. When I hired a creator a few months ago, they did something similar to this, where I hired them for a brief. They came back and said, okay, I want to do this brief, but I also have an idea for XYZ concept that I think will perform well. And so I took it back to the brand and they actually loved the idea. We moved forward with the concept, and the concept actually performed very well in the brand's ad account. And that became a creator that we really just valued from that point on, and who we gave repeat work to, and who is now actually moving up the ladder in her own strategic endeavors and starting to become that partner that brands want. The moral of the story is, if you're a content creator right now, you should be afraid that AI is going to replace you, and you should be afraid of just continuing to be the executor. If you want to feel secure in your career and you want to feel secure in continuing to move up the strategic pipeline, then you need to start thinking strategically and becoming that valuable partner to brands. Again, I teach this in Creative Control, which is my community where I go step by step in teaching you how to do everything from A to Z, from positioning yourself as the strategist to the nitty-gritty stuff in the middle, all the way down to getting your first gig in the field. So if you're interested, I'm going to leave the link below, and be sure to like and subscribe if you like this. I'll be posting a video weekly.